Okay, so we're in. What's up, everybody? Yeah, hope you guys are having a good Monday evening. Sorry about the previous stream. Just I've got a lot of shit wrong with my streaming equipment at the moment, so we're just gonna jump in. Stumza, wanna say hi?
What's up, everybody? Hope you're all doing well. Welcome to the Fick Fofa channel. Let's go.
Okay, well, I'm Sumelo and Matt. Matt will be joining us a bit later. They're going to carry the energy throughout this entire podcast, whatever you want to call it. For the first 5 minutes, I'm basically going to be explaining what this is. Because I've had a lot of people asking me at the moment, like, what is it? What's going on? Had guys at college asking me, some people on Instagram. So, here it is. What's up? What's up, Stoke? How you doing, bro? The competition format is a 20 participant with clubs from 15 founding clubs, and a qualifying mechanism for a further 5 teams to qualify annually based on achievement in the prior season. They haven't quite stated how that mechanism will work, but they've got a mechanism. From the 20 participating clubs, so far there have been 12 clubs to have put their names forward into a draft, which as far as I can remember are, I think Sky had it down here. Well, I mean, Sky just really have like the Premier League clubs, but it's the big 6 from the Premier League, which is City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal, Tottenham, United will be joining into this new Super League. And then it's Real Madrid, Barcelona, Juventus, Inter Milan, AC Milan, and I think that's it.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, I think that's it. Midweek fixtures will, with all participating clubs continuing to compete in the respective national leagues, preserving the traditional domestic match calendar, which remains at the heart of the club game. Now, as most people know, the Premier League and UEFA have come out and said that if these teams do join into the Super League, they will not be able to participate in their respective domestic competitions the next year. I remember seeing a proposal that these clubs would be going down into the 5th tier of their respective domestic competitions, which means United, Chelsea, the big 6 would be in the National League. Atletico too. Thank you, Jason. Appreciate it. Atletico, so Atletico too. And then, so the big 6 would go down to the National League, which wouldn't really matter, because they'd have like £3.5 billion and the best players in the world if they decided not to leave. But we'll catch on to that a bit later. Then there would be an August start date with clubs participating in 2 groups of 10, playing home and away fixtures, with the top 3 in each group automatically qualifying for the quarterfinals. Teams finishing 4th and 5th will then compete in a 2-legged playoff for the remaining quarterfinal positions. A 2-legged knockout format will be used to reach the final at the end of May, which will be staged as a single fixture at a neutral venue. Which reeks, and I mean reeks, of American sports. Because that's what that is. 2 divisions. Yo, Billy, how you doing, buddy? Hope you're doing well, man. Which fucking reeks of American sports, bro? Yes, dude, I have not spoken to Billy in ages, bro. Hope you're doing well, man. And then they play a final, whoever are the winners from the knockouts from their respective groups.
Sounds like the playoffs.
It's like the playoffs. It's an American thing. And I have just an opinion that I feel that a lot of these big names that have come in to negotiate for this to take place are Americans themselves. I think they're trying to appease to the American market as well, because that's where they'd make more money. Because you have most of it, then it's a problem. Anyway, so Florentino Perez will be the president of the European Super League. Fuck. Teams that are excluded from their domestic leagues in case of deciding to come back will start their competition from the 5th category in the country, like we said. Bayern, PSG and Dortmund have refused to join the Super League. All 3 clubs remain committed to UEFA and the Champions League, which was a massive surprise. Okay.
Yeah, fair.
Let's just try to get through more information. UEFA are preparing a €60 billion lawsuit against the European Super League. What's up, Matt? Thanks for joining, bro.
What's up? No problem.
Next is the vice president, the Super League's vice chairman, rather, is Joel Glazer. And that's how I immediately knew United were definitely in. Definitely in. Fans were like, oh no, United haven't, been involved. That's how I knew United were involved. If the owner of your club is the vice president, then... So comment says, sacked a lot of their mates. They need more than just sacking. They need more than just sacking, dude. From hearing that Man United is going into the Super League has made me even thinking about my career. Jason says, the funny thing about the top 6 going down to 5th division is that most of them will be there for more than one season. Yeah. Because basically only 3 of them would be able to go up, and then the other 3 would have to like get promoted the next season. And then they'd have to go up like that, basically. They'd have to go up 3 by 3. So eventually 3 would make it back into the Prem, and then the next 3 would only be there the next season if they all got promoted back to back. They could start as early as August. The other vice chairman is Andrea Agnelli from Juventus, and he is an absolute coward. I'm trying to remain calm. The Super League logo looks like absolute dog shit. It looks like something that was edited in fucking GIMP. Anyways. And beyond that, we'll work through a couple of things. So all 12 funding clubs of the European Super League also left the European Club Association. It's going to take years for them to get back to the Premier, mate, but they'll have lined their pockets. So before I continue, people know what I had to say about it last night, and I'll repeat myself with certain things. What do you guys think about this? We'll start with Stims.
So yeah, a couple of thoughts really. One of most of the thoughts that I have and feelings and opinions I have center around one idea, being how basically football has never been something that has been owned by anyone particularly. It has had a lot of open access to it, though there might be barriers to entry, whether it be like where you're born and that type of thing, and that type of upward mobility. There was upward mobility, but now what happens is, what the case is rather, is that you have people just consolidating their wealth, getting a major payoff, and excluding kind of the fluidity that existed in football before. I think it's frustrating because more than anything, you can see the power grab in play. You can see it slowly unraveling. And whether or not it actually goes through will be an interesting case, be it on like a government level and what
it's like Brexit. It's like football version of Brexit. It's weird.
Yes, completely. And the oddest thing is that these people have a lot. These people who are pushing for the move, this council has a lot of capital. But now the contest that's going to happen is kind of each of these clubs against like either the Premier League or their governmental body or the people that regulate the leagues that they exist in. And the question then is whether or not it would be as lucrative to be excluded from all these other things and have the Super League take place while losing every bit of support that you have back home. But as a point of departure, those are my takes. I'd be glad to hear what Maddie the boy has to think about it.
Before I bring Matt in, Jason says, I think it's pretty crazy that they're actually going through with this. And then he says, and they have a no for believing they're the best of the best, especially some of the English clubs. Arsenal.
Tottenham.
And then seeing a pro team train for a game non-stop, going to be playing in the Prem or the Europa League was so much for me. But tomorrow I'm sitting down with my agent and we're speaking with us. They'll go. That it's going to be a big thing for guys who are in the grassroots and in the youth academy, and for the players as well. And we'll get to that eventually. But Matt, your take.
Yeah, I think first impressions aren't good, because I mean, it's quite obvious that it's a money grab. I think a lot of people have been saying that, and it's just like it's not even like they've tried to hide the fact that that's what it is. I mean, I think as far as I know, I think it's JP Morgan, like New York Stock Exchange kind of whatever, is putting in like $6 billion or something like that, if I'm not mistaken.
I know that the Man United stock just went up 10% since the announcement.
Well, there it is. But I don't know. I think first of all, the timing is just rubbish. I'll say I'm not opposed to a change, maybe a reform of European competition, but not like this. not so exclusive, not so controlled, because it doesn't give the opportunities that we've had in the past. I mean, that's just it takes away that. I think Tumelo was saying that like validity of football. It takes away their competition, which I think is just like that's just ridiculous. That's my standpoint.
So
it needs to, like I said, it needs to be more inclusive. It needs to be just better organized, and the timing should have come after the season. Like they should have announced it after the season.
yes, so Josh says, Matt, I agree with you right there. Jason Park says, Matt Derby. And then he asks, how's the pilot training going, buddy? There's a lot's happened with Matt. A lot has happened with Matt. We'll get there though. Okay,
no,
so
don't worry. That's just a bit of a personal joke between myself and the park man.
Oh, is it? Okay, cool.
So don't worry. He does know that I'm no longer dreaming of being a pilot, which died 5 years ago. We move on.
Yeah, that's intense. So my take.
Yeah.
This is damaging for a lot of reasons, and I said it yesterday that I didn't have a problem with the format, not the way in terms of it being elitist and like etc. But like the format could be reworked a little bit, but it's the way that they brought about it, because they've basically gone behind every single player, coach, and other representatives back, and just fucking done it. It's come out of nowhere. And that is, and like Matt said, the timing is gross. It's terrible. What this does, for the 150 years that football has been built up, for grassroots football, it entirely demolishes all that entire system. It's no longer there, right? Because 6 clubs decided to fuck it up for everybody else, right? Dave says, I don't even know what's going on, but I'm outraged for you. Thanks, bro.
Thanks, Dave.
These guys are fucking kidding themselves if they think that I'd rather watch the Super League than the Premier League. Because I'll watch the Premier League. I don't give a fuck. People who are for this thing are saying, oh, don't joke. You guys are going to be watching these games on the weekend and everything. I wouldn't watch it. Why? Why would I watch a competition that is this boring? People are like, oh yeah, we're going to play Real Madrid and this team every single week. But you don't get relegated. You don't get promoted. What do you win?
Yeah.
The fucking St. Johnstone's Paint Trophy. What do you actually win? You don't win anything. Yeah, sure, you win the tournament, but it's like, there's no stakes. There's no stakes. This is a 1-year competition. You have, on top of that, erased every bit of history that you had at your club with what these people are saying. The Premier League, the FA, UEFA coming out and saying, we will strip your titles. They are at the moment trying to sort out legal reasons to ban these clubs from their respective competitions. Premier League have said they'll have to start from the 5th if they want to come back from the 5th division. Plus, they might take their titles away. I said it again yesterday. Where's the banter? We used to have fun. We used to have fun bantering Liverpool that they were a title behind us. We can't fucking do that now. Because it doesn't exist anymore. It doesn't exist. Like, if they remove it, there's nothing. Basically, we've taken the history of these clubs. These owners have taken the history of these clubs and just gone, it doesn't really matter. We wipe our hands clean of it. And that's the biggest issue. Well, not the biggest. I think there are way bigger issues legally and monetary wise, but that is, I just think coming from a football person,
that's ultimately what the fans are on about.
Yeah, for the fans, that is a huge thing. I think they timed it specifically because of the new Champions League format. So with everything considered, what's your opinion on the new Champions League format? Brandon, it'll be like the Indian Premier League. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, like I agree with that. But like this new format, I think UEFA are lucky that this ESL thing is actually distracting from the fact that it's a terrible format.
Yeah,
because
no, 100%.
Takes away it's taking away the idea of competition, like competition football. Like it doesn't make any sense. It's like the same sort of issue I have with like the FIFA World Cup extending to 48 teams, which is another whole issue. But it's like the same like
it's a money thing at the end of the day,
reason.
because obviously the more teams you
Exactly,
have,
yeah.
the more money you can get. George says
okay, but like,
the thing that people
adding
need.
on.
Sorry, I'll like you can just add on to that now because this question's insane. So George just said the thing that people need to know is that if we don't buy the Sky Sports thing, like they are just going to go to the Super League. So I think he's speaking about TV rights. But then Shakir says, would you be okay with the Super League if they could stay in the domestic league? And I'll get back to you on that. So Matt, just continue.
No, I forgot. No, I'm terribly sorry.
Sorry. Okay, cool.
It's okay. I was starting to think about those other questions, so don't stress.
Okay, so I would not be like if they reformatted the Super League to be entirely different, then maybe. But the problem with the Super League is that it's this entirely elitist cash grab that is basically going to be great for the owners. You really think that Kroenke is going to fucking take the £3.5 billion for the buy-in and put that towards Arsenal Football Club? You're joking. That'll never happen, dude. Kroenke will put that shit in his back pocket. Glazers might spend a little bit of it. On top of that, who are you even going to spend it on?
I mean, the Glazers have really drained
it's-
almost £1 billion
if-
out of United anyway.
If they were allowed back into the domestic leagues, and that's a massive if, because they've pissed off so many people at this stage. Way too many people for them to turn around now and go, oh, we're just joking, guys. Haha, April Fools, but it's kind of late. They've pissed off way too many people. Nobody's going to want to go to those clubs. I wouldn't want to go to Manchester United or Barcelona or Real Madrid. Because I know exactly how I would be treated as a player. Because obviously you don't care about me as a player if you're going to go ahead and make decisions to join competitions which have repercussions on me without consulting the coaching staff or me as a player.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Can I hop in?
That's me. Yeah. No, I'm done.
I just wanted to say a thing that I don't know if we've discussed or if we're planning to discuss a little bit later on in the chat is that let's look at some of the motivating factors for like why some of these clubs want to join this league. So Real Madrid and Barca have financial troubles right now, in a lot of debt. So for them, this compensation that they get from joining this league is something that you can understand why they would do it. But if you look at a club like City, United, club which has a lot of money and is not deeply in debt due to transfers, what would the motivating factor be besides more money? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's literally it. Yeah.
Because that's the thing that I've been thinking about. Because the clubs that are in debt, I was like, okay, so you're just trying to find a way to generate some sort of income outside of your already existing leagues. I can, to a certain extent, understand that. But that, like on like the side of the Premier League with these clubs, like even Chelsea's run by a billionaire. You don't need more money. The Glazers don't need more money, and it's just pure, unfiltered greed. Like there's nowhere else around it, if we're honest.
Matt, anything you want to say? Because I think I'm just going to ramble on.
Yeah, no, I mean, so I agree with that. Like, I mean, that's an important question to ask. Like, what do these clubs who have got the finances, what do they stand to gain? And I think, I don't know how true this is, but I did like read something during the course of the day that sort of spoke about the way how like apparently City and Chelsea were sort of a little bit hesitant to sign this intent to get into the Super League, but the sort of decision kind of relied on the fact that just take, like, say for an example, these top six, or just say that City aren't involved in that top six and they don't choose to go through to the Super League, then you're looking at a Premier League which they're going to win every single season. There's not going to be a lot of competition. Same if they're going into a Champions League. Like, you kind of think, okay, you're looking at a Champions League now where you're basically going to have Bayern Munich, Paris Saint-Germain final every single year, because you're not going to have the likes of Barcelona, Real Madrid, City, Chelsea challenging for that title. So it's going to make those competitions redundant as well, because, like, let's be honest, as much as we'd like to see like Leicester City in a Champions League final, likelihood of them maybe beating Bayern in a knockout stage is not very high at the moment.
Sure.
Fair.
So
I think that's perhaps what City and Chelsea and those other exclusive or those other like wealthy clubs have to. That's not really what they gain; it's more of what they would lose.
yeah.
So
Well, for City, they're not losing much because they don't have a fucking Champions League anyways. So, Josh says, when I go and turn the football on, I want to see the Prem and see things like that. I don't want to turn the football on and watch the Super League. Take West Ham, for example. They get into the Champions League. Their fans are going to want to see their players like play around with some of the biggest teams in the world. I don't like Jose, but what he has done today at Tottenham before trading, he has gained so much respect. The thing about Jose was that was debunked by Fabrizio Romano. Apparently that didn't happen. Jose sacking today was purely down to results. That is from Fabrizio Romano, so it is pretty concrete.
Yeah.
Like if Fabrizio Romano is reporting that, then it's, you can't really argue with it. So like as much as everybody's saying what they're saying about Mourinho today, it's not true apparently. What he did is he didn't do that. Jason then said, now players would still chase the money, not all of them, but they will look at SA cricketers and the Kolpak contracts. They were glad to give up country for money. And I hope Klopp does the same at tonight's game. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Shakir then says, maybe it's a power move like that time the top 6 wanted to change the Prem and have more say in what happens in the league than the lower teams. Brandon said Klopp better comment on the matter. I'm sure he will, mate. And then I don't understand how he has got sacked, though, even though he took them to a final. I don't know if they're just not happy with the result or whatever, dude. I think that something deeper has happened because they're on a bad losing run and they weren't going to make it into Europe anyways. But I don't know, dude. So, my biggest thing that I said yesterday about the players is for the players, if they get dragged into this, for the players that want to go, I hope that they find a way to go. I hope they find a way to terminate their contracts. And I hope they find a way to just go do their own thing. Right? Sure, the ones who want to stay. Do your thing. That's 100% up to you. But for the players who want to go, and this relates to Matt's talking point about the Champions League being officially like over competitive with Bayern and PSG. If players leave and scatter, it can, what is the word I'm looking for? It could automatically strengthen the leagues around them. And what I mean by this is you'll see a lot of transfer happen in a very if clubs decide to unite, especially the ones who've been left behind to fend for themselves, if they gain this wealth and plethora of players from these big 6, right, you might see a lot of shifting around into the league that could see a lot of players almost tear down in a way where, for example, and just as an example, it's an hypothetical, for example, Rashford leaves United, which would be heartbreaking, and for a lot of these boyhood guys. Trent leaves Liverpool. These guys don't agree with it, but they are being used and they leave, whatever. Rashford leaves and he decides he wants to go to West Ham because that's where Jesse Lingard is. Bruno leaves and decides he wants to go back to Portugal, and then someone else leaves and wants to go back to Portugal as well. Someone leaves and wants to go, and they spread out all of these players. And you see Ronaldo potentially back in Spain or Portugal as well. You see Messi back in Spain playing for another Catalonian club. Like Eibar. I think Eibar Catalonian. I'm not too sure. Shakir could probably... Whatever. And what that would do is almost... It would almost NBA it up. It would almost make this variety of teams where not one is too stacked above the other, but they have decent players still and potentially a player that can make the difference. And obviously you then have to make room in your roster either for that player and like get rid of other players, but that's where transfer business could come in hand. Either like maybe doing long-term loans out to other teams that are potentially short stacked, to the grassroots, and then all of a sudden you still have a competitive league and you still have a somewhat competitive Champions League, right? But the names are just different, basically. You know? So that was my thing. Ronaldo said he's going to PSG if they go with this. Yeah, I mean, I can believe it, bro. I can believe it. But the thing is, then they've got to, if those guys want to remain in the Champions League, I really think PSG acting all high and mighty, and those clubs trying to act all high and mighty, really need to help out the rest. Because the French league's already a fucking joke. So you can't get more stacked while everybody else still suffers. Like, that's not how this is going to play out, you know?
Well, at the end of the day, like, there's only so many player birds that PSG can offer.
You know, 100%. So Klopp better comment on the matter. I don't understand how he has got sacked. Okay, no, I read that one. Klopp either not walk out on the field with his players, or he speaks about it to the press. He'll probably just speak about it to the press. I think for a lot of these players and a lot of these managers, they're kind of in the dark. Because they don't really know what's going on. Like, we barely know what's going on.
Yeah.
So if the players walk out and then there's repercussions or legal shit, like, what do? That's your job. That's your livelihood. You know, yeah, I understand footballers get, like, paid a shit ton of cash or whatever, but, like, you know, you gotta look at things. These guys have obviously been working on this for a long time. Way before this year. These guys had been working on this for a long time. And now they're doing something different. I really would not care if they took these big six and was like make a new team, for example, Man United super team, when they have a team that wants to go there. Jason says we could look at this as a catalyst for football. For a long time, people have complained about monetization of football. This may finally cause the leagues to go backwards somewhat. Potentially, yeah. Josh says Ronaldo said he's going to PSG. Yeah, okay, cool. Then Billy says I've played enough football managers to know that transfers like that don't change a thing. Lol. Look, maybe you might be right. You might be 100% correct. But it's the only thing that I can really think of that might work. Especially just to even out the odds just a little bit. Like, even if it's a little bit. You know, it would be a lot easier to fight in the Champions League if you had Marcus Rashford, Mason Mount, and Phil Foden in your team, and Jesse Lingard. You know, all of a sudden, those players have left. You got a couple of new strikers. Yeah, maybe your defense is not great. Oh, you could pull something out the bag. You know, managers as well would leave. Maybe potentially take up jobs lower ranks. I don't know what would happen to the managers, to be honest. Anyways, I do think that Rashford is going to West Ham with Jesse. Dude, I don't know. Anyways, so yeah, guys, your thoughts on everything that has been spoken about?
Gomes, did you watch? I think Thomas Tuchel had an interview where they asked him, because he also just found out about it, and his stance about it, as someone who just found out, he said that he supports whatever decision that his club takes. Because I think, realistically, I think the projection that you have is perhaps a bit hopeful. I think, like, I don't know if there's going to be a massive excess of players that actually like leave.
Yeah. Which
I know is a bit disheartening, but at the same time, like,
bro,
these people who are in charge of them could make it difficult for them to leave.
And yeah, no, 100%. That's the problem as well. But I mean, to be honest, like, you can speak out again. They can't keep you in prison, you know.
Fair.
Like, they literally cannot keep you in prison. So like, you can speak out about the club. You could retire and then come back, because retiring absolutely probably nulls and voids your contract. There's probably some workarounds. There's probably some legal workarounds. So Brandon says, apparently in a letter that was sent to all Anfield staff, our chief executive claimed that Liverpool fears the existing European football economic model isn't sustainable. And I'm 100% in agreement with that. I am 100%. I understand Wenger's comments from a couple of years, from 10 years ago, whenever. Yes, if it's not sustainable and there's not enough finances in the game, but then don't do this shit. Don't go make the new Champions League format elitist. Don't do it. I understand you're doing that to claim rights and stuff like that. Okay? But then make it so that teams can get relegated. Make it that teams could potentially get promoted, or they get a reward. That's the whole point that, like we're talking about here. This league undermines everything that we know. You get rewarded for winning. You get punished for not winning. It's clear in everything in life. That's just this thing is just an elitist way to get these. And remember, I was telling you yesterday, I promise you Amazon would be involved in one vein, form or another in the sponsorships going forward. Next thing I saw this morning, apparently Amazon would be one of the front runners to televise the games. Done. You know? And it is because of that Liverpool felt it is necessary to take such drastic action. I hear that. Like, I hear it. I just don't think this is the way to go about it. Not with those fucking crooks at the top running it. No ways.
Yeah.
Not with them. If it was someone else, if it was just a football-minded person, if it was David Gill or, you know, Pirlo or Pele or fucking David Beckham, great example of a business-minded guy who understands football, then I would have said, okay, maybe this isn't the worst thing in the world. Because look at who's running it. But look at who's running it, guys. A bunch of fucking crooks. You can't, guys. Like, it's not sustainable. This is gonna kill it. Like, this will kill those clubs. This will kill grassroots football. Entirely. Because I know exactly what's gonna happen in the next couple of years. People are going to be like, oh, but how are they going to get players if they don't have players that they can buy? What? Do you guys know what the draft system is from American sports? Okay, so the way the drafting system works is out of college, out of academies, and out of high school, a bunch of promising players in the country and from all over the world get put into a drafting system, and teams get a draft pick and lottery pick depending on how well they did in the league beforehand. So obviously if you are last, you'll get one of the top 3 picks, etc. And that is how they're going to accrue new players. And you can accrue up to 2-3 players in a draft, and that'll be their transfer system. That is how they're going to do this going forward. This entire remodel is Americanized. And I think it is to appeal to the American market. Because more numbers, obviously, more people watching.
Yeah, it's about expansion.
I guess it's about expansion, but even so, I mean, like, if I can just use an example, like, we talk about entering an American market. Ultimately, there's 300 million people who live in America. Compared that to, I think they keep on saying there's about 4 billion football fans on the planet.
100%, yeah.
Like, what can Americanizing European football, how much can it really bring?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I suppose I think they were comparing numbers because the American Super Bowl happened, I think, at the beginning of the year. And they were saying it's like, wow, that's the most people who've ever watched the Super Bowl. And it was, I think, bordering on about 150 million, if I'm not mistaken. And then you compare that to the World Cup final in 2018, or the Women's World Cup final even in 2019, where they had over 1 billion people watching.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, I get it. You want to pump more money into it, and the American market, I suppose, does offer something. But I think it's bullshit if you talk about like putting more money into it or putting more viewership into it, because the viewership is there. Like, it's not as if there aren't enough people watching football.
Yeah, no, 100%, definitely. And I think because of that, this is gonna fail. Look at the amount of people saying that they'll watch the Super League compared to the amount of people who are saying they'll never fucking watch it ever again. I don't know about you guys. You watching the Super League?
No.
I'm not watching the Super League. Who are you guys supporting? I'm supporting Villa next year. I support Villa.
I think I like Leicester.
Yeah, people will probably... Leicester will gain a lot of new fans. West Ham, looking good. You know?
Because you know who's at the wheel?
I'm going to be jumping into the German league a bit more, supporting my boys.
Yeah.
Borussia Dortmund. So
Matt will go watch the Bundesliga. We don't have to watch the Super League. I'm not watching the Super League. Fuck that.
I mean, I was saying to myself and my father a bit earlier that I'd rather see a Champions League final between Real Betis and Leicester than watch Real Madrid and Manchester City play in a bullshit Super League final every year. I couldn't be bothered.
No, completely. I think the reason why this league kind of perturbs us as much as it does is not necessarily because it's a bad idea. Is that it was made by people who aren't footballing people. because because it's made by
The Premier
accountants and
League.
people who are business minded. They want to ensure an element of certainty in the league. But the beautiful part about football is that you'll have, like, I think a couple of years back, Roma knocks Barca out in like the quarterfinals. Like, those things that can't be scripted but are very unpredictable, and they just want to extend their hand to have an element of control to ensure that they can have more success that way, which is just as counterintuitive to the way football works.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like, if I can add on to that, Sean, if you don't mind. Like, I mean, like, you speak about the beauty of football. I mean, just look at 1 year, 2016. You had Leicester win the league, and then you had Iceland beating England in the quarterfinals of the Euros. I mean, like, it doesn't matter where you are, neutral, not supporting whoever. Those were two beautiful moments in football. Like,
100%.
and you don't get that. You don't get that with the exclusivity of a Super League.
This bullshit of it's going to attract more attention because we want to watch them play the best teams week in, week out. It's gonna lose its charm. It's gonna lose its charm. It's like Orlando Pirates versus fucking Kaiser Chiefs here. You see that game like 4 times in the year, nobody cares. Like, after the 4th time,
also,
like,
it makes no sense, right? Sure, we look forward to the games where it's like PSG against Bayern in the Champions League, sure. But also, you look for the games where, like, recently, Leeds beat City 2-1. Did you see that coming? No.
And you know what, dude? I understand that the league has its issues in terms of who can win and who can't and whatever. The only positives I can really see is potentially for the other leagues, not the Super League, for the other leagues around it. And obviously the Super League won't be in FIFA 2022, which is a big dub as well, and PES will overtake that, so maybe that they'll like get a bit beyond that. There's not really too many positives to like look at. Sky Sports Football are going to be live in around 24 minutes, where Neville and Carragher are going to be speaking out. No matter how much we all revel in football, we are all going to come together and then watch the Super League final. Fail. Okay, 100%. And then Brandon says, Bundesliga sounds nice, actually. Fiorentino Perez is Thanos. No, he's not. Thanos at least had a reason. This cunt doesn't have a reason. He just wants money. Like, anyways, I'm going to play a video by Michael Richards very quickly.
League has been run amazingly. We all know that clubs is an investment. It's a business at the end of the day. But what happens to the fans? What happens to the memories of what the fans have had over the years? They're just forgotten about for the sake of money. And that's the way football has become now. And I think it's an absolute disgrace, if I'm honest, Dave.
But we talk about the big clubs, David, but if clubs like Bayern Munich are one of the biggest clubs in the world. At least they've made a stand, which is a good start.
And that's really it, guys. I mean, I've got a picture here. I'm going to read it out quickly. This is from the Premier League Supporters as Clubs statements. So all of the clubs that have joined into this thing, this is their statement on the matter. Liverpool have said, embarrassing. As fan representatives, we are appalled and completely oppose this decision. Football is ours, not theirs. Our football club is ours, not theirs. United said, a Super League based on a closed shop of self-selected wealthy clubs goes against everything football Manchester United should stand for. Chelsea said, our supporters across the world have experienced the ultimate betrayal. This is unforgivable. Man City said, these owners, irrespective of where they come from, seem to think football belongs to them. It doesn't. It belongs to us, the supporters, irrespective of which team we support. Tottenham said the current board is prepared to risk the club's reputation and its future in the opportunistic pursuit of greed. Arsenal said this represents the death of everything that football should be about. And that's 100% on the money. I don't know if you guys saw, but Real Betis updated their website. This was the final table. Sevilla would win by a whopping 15 points. Villarreal second, third Real Betis. I know that they've changed it now because I actually went to go check the Real Betis site. And they've had to change it back. For the Premier League clubs, this is where they'd be playing next season if they decided to go back to the domestic league. This league features Hartlepool United, Sutton United, FC Halifax Town. We've got Dagenham and Redbridge. We got Kings Lynn Town. We've got Wealdstone. We got Maidenhead United. Yeah, quite a lineup of teams for the Premier League Big Six that would be taking it up.
Make a comment on that?
I would, yeah, 100% go for it because I was about to get into memes, but I don't think we're quite there yet.
I honestly think that, like, this is my opinion on it, is that getting these top 6 leagues and like relegating them down to the depths of English football, I just think that kind of, I don't know, like it feels a little bit unfair to the
Yeah, of course it is,
teams
100%.
who would have
Exactly.
been promoted and or relegated.
I'm with you, dude.
during
I
those
think
normal seasons.
I'm
I just
with
think
you.
That it's like,
Scampers them so hard. It's ridiculous.
yeah, it kind of just, it's just like, it's such a fuck up.
Bad, dude. It's
Yeah, and not just that, but that's just like, I think the chances of them literally saying, okay, cool, well, we'll be back in the Prem in 5 years' time, which is just, I don't know, man, it just doesn't sit right because you're taking away the opportunities from the teams that haven't fucked up.
exactly.
That
Yeah.
haven't,
But this is.
it's just, yeah.
I think they're threatening that as well because I think they want players to force a move. You know, I think they want players to like not, because think about it. You're Kevin De Bruyne. You cannot win the league again for 5 years, bro.
Nah, not gonna stay.
You're not. Your career is going to be done by the time you even get back. You know, and other clubs won't buy from you. So you'd have to leave. You'd have to leave and then like go somewhere else. You know? Perez is actually speaking about the European Super League. Oh, dog, I don't even want to fucking hear it, to be honest. Josh says, I want someone who wants the Super League to go ahead to name me one club that is in the Super League that knows their fans want them to go into there. Dude, to be honest, I've seen a United fan already who says that he believes people are overreacting to this. He posted a thing saying that these accounts stating that this is the death of football are going to be the same accounts posting about the Super League because of money. And I 100% disagree. Because you're speaking about the Super League like it's the only fucking tournament in the world. And it's not. And you really think the repercussions on these players, you really think these players are going to sit by idly and not play for their country again? Fine then. We'll have a fucking World Cup, bro, where Germany absolutely floors everybody, dude. Because like there's just no German players in the fucking in the Premier League, in the top 6.
From a German perspective, the only person I'd miss in that team would be Ilkay Gundogan.
Yeah.
That'd be the biggest miss, but otherwise everyone else.
Werner would be gone, and
I mean, Werner's not really doing that well.
yeah,
Okay,
he's not really
Havertz
doing
maybe.
much anyways. But you look at like who you have, bro.
Yeah, but then again,
Already?
you lose Werner, you lose Werner and Havertz, and you've got Gnabry and Sané.
Yeah, because Bayern Munich and Dortmund decided not to join.
Yeah,
The
it's
French
just-
league,
Müller
the
on
French
the
team would be stacked. The English
Yeah.
team would be fucked. Fucked.
Matty Cash at right back. Let's go.
Literally. Literally. You literally. That's the problem, bro. Can you imagine that Spanish team, dude? Who's primarily compromised of Real Madrid and Barcelona players and Atletico players.
The only light for the Spanish team is Dani Olmo. This is. he's playing
I don't know, man. Even Portugal might have. Oh, then again, both of their like top players wouldn't be in. It's they wouldn't have Ronaldo or Bruno Fernandes or Jota.
You just need to
Done.
stick the Portuguese
Fucked.
shirts on the Wolves team. You'll be fine.
Just hold on, because there's not one. There will also be Macclesfield Town, which I'm excited about, as they're coming back to football next season. He's speaking about it tonight. Pray they're speaking about it tonight. Look, dude, we'll see what he has to say about it. I just don't think he's got anything good to say about it. He's a crook. We all know it. Wenger kind of predicted this as well in a lot of ways. And then I've got here the biggest drivers of the current Super League proposals are, apparently according to a lot of sources, was Manchester United, Real Madrid, Liverpool, and Arsenal. Arsenal, bro. Arsenal. You're not even in the fucking Champions League, dog. Now you have the goal to like promote this thing. Come on. Tomato and Diaz will also not be available. Yo, dude, it's... What happens with PES versus FIFA, dude? Dog, you're not gonna have those top teams in. PES gets the rights to the Super League. FIFA would have to create like some random fucking league for it if they wanted to, which I don't think they should. I remember seeing this Bayern Munich, PSG, and Borussia Dortmund will join the Super League. That's not true. That was just dudes trying to jump on the fucking bandwagon, trying to get clicks. Dortmund have already come out and said they won't. Bayern fans have already gone no. That's not true. Boris Johnson has stated he will make sure the European Super League doesn't go ahead as it stands. Guys, I also said this yesterday. You know it's bad when UEFA and FIFA look like the good guys. UEFA, who have rigged multiple group stage draws, are the heroes. Impossible.
Yeah, wow.
Think about that. That's like when Venom became the anti-villain. It's bigger than that. Like, it's unreal. Now, I don't know whether those, like UEFA and whatever, are doing it for monetary reasons, legal reasons. I don't know why they're doing it, because obviously they feel like they'll lose a lot of money, which they most likely will.
Yeah.
But either way, they're the guys standing up for it, which is just crazy. So Borussia Dortmund have announced that they're not joining the Super League. The Dortmund CEO came out. UEFA have just signed off on plans to change Champions League format from 2024, which would reportedly involve 36 teams and add 100 fixtures per season. The plans were in place before 12 major clubs announced their breakaway super plan. They really haven't helped themselves with that, UEFA.
Yeah, because isn't that also just another money grab?
I think they should have delayed. They should have just let all the stuff work itself out and then maybe make an announcement.
Dude, the thing is, I don't have the answers. Basically, I'm not a perfect human being. I don't have the answers. I don't know what format could change for the better to make this work, but that's also why I'm not the fucking UEFA president. Because if I was, like, then it would be my problem, but it's not. You guys get paid millions of euros to sort this shit out. But this, I feel like UEFA have dropped this, like, at the worst possible time. Because this is, like, so undermined. That's why Tottenham tried to basically fired Mourinho today. Because this news is so big that firing Mourinho looks like it's like throwing your pudding cup in the trash. Like, it doesn't matter. Nobody cares.
And that's like a big thing, right? Like, the firing of Mourinho is like usually just sends tremors through the football community for a hot minute. But now we're only getting, like, we've been on this call for how long? We've been on this call for roughly half an hour, 45 minutes. I can't remember the amount of time, but a while, right? And we're only talking about Mourinho getting fired now.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
now.
This is just every club guaranteed 10 games increasing revenue with this new format. I disagree with this. Like, it's specifically because those games always feel like there's so much more to play for when you only have if there's 4 teams, you only have 6 games to prove yourself. And it's not like that's few. 6 games are a lot. You play everyone twice. You have two chances at everybody, home and away. And it feels like it's that much more intense. I understand they're trying to generate new revenue. I remember saying it like in 2014. I said that there will eventually be a crash in the football market. Now, I didn't quite expect it to come about like this. What I thought was going to potentially happen was the transfer market was going to start overvaluing players so much that it was just going to crash like a stock exchange. And players would officially only become worth, like £1 million again, basically. That's what I thought. But because technology is forever increasing and media and all that jazz, that was probably never going to happen like that. But this is beyond anything I could have thought of. I would have never thought of it like this. Where we at? So we got Pereira's giving PSG 14 days to accept the invite, and Dortmund and Bayern 30 days to accept. I hope they don't accept it.
What is the alternative? Like what like he's given the deadline for what's
like or what?
Yeah.
30 days to accept or what? Like
what?
But also,
Like I mean
players are not
like
going to play for their country. Yeah, dude.
it's interesting because it assumes that they hold all the cards, when realistically, what happens when they get barred from every competition, and the only competition that exists is the Super League. So these players only get those 10 games a season. That's it.
No, but they're gonna play everybody like 3-4 fucking times.
Yeah, but the beauty of like the current, like I think one of the great things about this current system is that we have the Premier League, we have the FA Cup, we have the Champions League. There are so many instances where you could win various competitions. Do you know what I mean? And players
Yeah.
want to win silverware. So
Yeah.
if you're only in one competition, there's only one bit of silverware that you can win. You can't do a treble again.
Yeah. They'll never be able to compete in the UEFA Champions League ever again. Ever. They've stated that. Whether they come back or not, you will not be able to compete. Which is shocking, dude. For every club, bro. Real Madrid hold 13 Champions Leagues. Fucking wipe it off the board. Chalk it off. Technically, if this goes through, Ajax will be the holders of the most Champions Leagues with 4. We checked that yesterday.
What?
Ander Herrera was the first one, well, one of the first ones to speak out on this from the players. And he wrote this.
Like kind of thinking and assuming and projecting the hype that Ander Herrera is going to turn into a coach someday.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean probably.
PSG's position against the Super League is unchanged. The club has been approached to join but refused the project. And then all of this stuff, you know.
Dude, imagine agreeing with Boris Johnson. Like agreeing.
Because that's when you know shit's getting weird, man. It's when like the leader of the Conservative Party of England is just like, yeah, no, this is wrong.
This man, who's like a fervent racist, amongst other things.
Brandon
And
has
now
given
we're
us
like,
a quote
you're
from Fabrizio Romano. Serie A club's meeting is now over. Juventus, AC Milan and Inter have announced their intention to stay in the domestic league and play in Serie A also if they're now part of the Super League. Nah, bro. You can't have it both ways. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You can't have it both ways.
It's a bit sneaky.
I will refuse to watch United, bro. If that's how it goes for United as well, I won't watch. I love United, bro. I love that team. But never do. They have a close place to my heart. Yeah, I'll keep supporting them. I'm not gonna watch basketball. No ways, dude.
Fair.
Oh man. Owners would be secretly delighted if their players were banned from the World Cup. That's the shit I'm talking about, bro. I remember a statement was just ridiculous. Hansi Flick even said, I'm focused on different topics, but I can say that the Super League wouldn't be good for European football. There would be a welcome bonus worth 200 to 300 million euros each. Broadcasters would be like the likes of Amazon, Facebook, Disney, Comcast. It would raise the annual revenues up to 4 billion, twice more than the UEFA Champions League. And they're even going, the Super League owners are tempted by the drive to survive. Formula One series on Netflix, making a series of Super League seasons would be a good possibility. Well, you enjoy your 4 views on that. You enjoy your 4 views on that. Super League will commit 8% of revenue, minimum 400 million euros a year in solidarity payments to European clubs, more than UEFA's $240 million. That assumes annual revenues of 5 billion euros. UCL currently generates 3.2 billion. So my thing is as well, these clubs get to go back to their domestic leagues. Juventus go back to their domestic league. Right. They've left AC Milan, Inter Milan. They've left 17 clubs for dead, basically, because these dudes now have like 4 or 5 billion pounds extra than what they had before the Super League nonsense. So the gap between rich and poor gets wider, and the leagues get worse. That's why I'm saying don't let them back into the domestic leagues. The domestic leagues are gonna get worse. You think they're bad now with teams winning them the same teams winning them every year. Wait till that shit happens. Because if that happens, you can buy whoever you want, whenever you want, however you want.
Not just that, you're also going to have the same players. It's like rotating between these top 12 teams.
Literally, dude.
Because there's the only teams they can play for.
It would be a joke. An absolute joke.
Yeah.
Apparently the 12 clubs signed a 23-year commitment to the Super League. Regarding the damage done, this part really fucked me off. This was almost like a pity fucking thing, dude. Like a pity clause. So, regarding the damage done to the smaller clubs when these top clubs leave their major leagues, the Super League has planned a solidarity fund of about 10 million euros, which would be about 6 million euros more than what UEFA is currently contributing. Fuck off. I don't want your fucking solidarity fund. Fuck off. The worst part about that is 10 million euros. Oh, so those motherfuckers get 400 million euros a year. And you're gonna give these guys 10? Come on, bro. What a joke. What a joke.
Like, if I can add something here. Like, do these numbers change if more teams are involved? That's what I'm trying to think. Is that, like, just because it's these specific teams, why does it have to be these specific teams? Why not create the competition? Have all the money, have all the corruption, whatever you want, but just don't make it so exclusive.
I know that the Premier League, I know that the Premier League wants to get rid of the 14 teams, want to ban the Big Six, suspend them from the season.
Rightly so.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah, 100%. So players were not consulted and aren't keen. Opinions of the managers that will now be in the spotlight and field questions about the Super League were not taken into consideration. Club staff don't like it. European Super League clubs have announced that they will exit the FIFA video game franchise starting with FIFA 22. Wow. So yeah, let's hop over to a bunch of tweets and stuff. After 24 hours of this shit, I feel like I'm sitting down in a quiet room and crying, emotionally drained. Some will say that's melodramatic, but if you've cried tears of sorrow for United players lost in tears of joy for amazing moments, you'll understand. I was basically on the cusp of tears last night. After Brandon and Camille left the chat for the stream, I was broken, man. I got to bed at 7 in the morning. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't. What have we got? Real Madrid, Manchester City, and Chelsea are expected to be removed from the Champions League on Friday. Europa League will most likely be next. Yeah, because they're thinking about removing them but they don't know. The head of UEFA doesn't quite know the best legal way to go about it, so he's got a team of dudes in at the moment that is trying to find the best way to punish them in that regard.
What I would do, I would say get rid of them three, have Porto and Dortmund play a one-off semi-final, and then have a final between Paris Saint-Germain and whoever wins that game against Porto and Dortmund, because they're the ones that say. I mean, you could include Bayern in that talk, but I say Paris Saint-Germain has already beaten them fairly. The knockouts. And say with the Europa League, it doesn't matter. United and Arsenal both forfeit. Villarreal and Roma go into the finals.
100%. Yeah, so those finals will be sorted. I like your idea actually. Dortmund and Porto playing a one-off semi, and then whoever progresses goes on to face PSG in the final. 100%. And I'll be watching that final.
Yeah.
Leeds United are planning to wear t-shirts during the warm-up against Liverpool this evening, which read, "Earn it on the pitch, football's for the fans."
I don't know, it's going to be interesting. I think the interesting thing about Matt's idea is that, firstly, a bit of ice on the cake is City don't get the Champions League, and then they'll never.
Yeah.
Which is great.
We're gonna do it anyway.
I'm so interested to see how it plays out because look, this is a breaking story as it is right now. We're just going to get a lot of different types of information. Like tomorrow, the 13 clubs in the Premier League are meeting. Things are going to get saucy. I don't know. It's going to be interesting because ideally, I think the moral option might not be the one that plays out because, if we're honest, these clubs do have a lot of money, so they do have a lot of influence. To see the resolution that gets sorted out at the end is going to be quite interesting, and to see whose interests are prioritized the most, I think.
Look, I think like ultimately, I wouldn't relegate the 6 teams from the Premier League. I think that may be a bit of a stretch. I reckon like a strong slap on the wrist and a huge fine, and then put them down just above the relegation zone. So they're not going to be playing any European football. Maybe bar them from cup competitions for a season or two, and make it so that they can't actually qualify for Champions Leagues or win the league for the next 5 years or something like that.
I'd ban them from the Champions League indefinitely.
No, exactly. I think that's what the thing is that
Never
they kind of say
participate
like,
ever
you should have a
again.
bit of a punishment. Like maybe not indefinitely because
I think indefinitely.
I don't know. I think that's a bit harsh on the people that created the club.
No,
and created
look,
the name.
100%,
Like I get
definitely.
it. They need to be punished, but I think like an indefinite punishment.
I think there should be an indefinite punishment until the structure of the way that clubs are bought and going forward until that changes, because the power of football in the country, and Gary Neville said it perfectly, the power of the country in football does not lie with the fans or the players. It is run by imposters, people who don't care about football. Josh said, I have heard that there's going to be a meeting tomorrow in the Prem, all the clubs that have not said they are going in the Super League. There's going to be managers and club owners that are going to decide whether the top 6 go in or not. I don't see this big players staying at these clubs when they're going to want to play for their country. Brandon said, amazing that I want to watch the game to see Klopp's comments and not to watch my team play. Dude, I only want to watch United now to see what Ollie's going to say. He already said something yesterday, but he didn't say much. He just looked shocked. It looked like it was the first time he was hearing about it. I got a meme for you, which is Messi and Ronaldo on FIFA 22 after joining. So we got Leonard Messiah and Cristiano Ronaldo. Oh my god, those club badges, bro. Oh, look at those club badges, guys. Oh my god. Awesome. Yeah, that's ridiculous, bro.
Let's talk for a second. I'm curious to hear you guys' thoughts on this, right?
Whoa, yeah, you've gone like really soft, dude. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
That's what you said. Sorry, I had to.
Fair. I just want to, like, the sacking of Jose. Do you think it's a good idea? Do you think it's a bad idea? What are our takes on it?
I just think that there's potentially something that happened behind the scenes, probably that nobody's gotten a whiff of, but they probably wanted to sack Jose for a while, but it was going to be controversial for it at the time. They use this as a smokescreen, and it is. This is a smokescreen, bro. 100% a smokescreen. England is my city. I hope it is for those big players as well. I don't think they would receive much punishment from their respective leagues. Look at City when they violated FFP. Yeah, but the thing is the leagues are pissed, and that was a UEFA thing. I think with the FFP that was a UEFA thing, and they got away with fucking murder. And I think they slipped the $100 bill under the table to get away with what they got away with. The UEFA are not happy now, and the FA aren't happy now, because this loses their money and it gains those chairmans and CEOs money, and Amazon and the guys who are going to be sponsoring it, you know.
People who don't have vested interest.
Yeah, I think that City thing was a very it was a different situation entirely. This changes the very fabric of the structure of football. So I don't know if you saw Bruno Fernandes said that dreams can't be bought.
Yeah, I saw that on Twitter.
Yeah, so people are like making images. You guys got to go watch the stream so I can show you the memes. I'm not gonna lie though, the memes have been fucking fire. They have been fire.
Yes.
Dreams can't be bought.
The battle for football. Football TikTok. YouTube. Gary Neville. Oh my god. This is Stanley Kroenke. Tracy Potter. Oh my god. Gunnosaurus was there. Oh my god. Oh, I'm crying again. Oh, dude, the memes have been absolutely awesome, dude. Oh, man. Oh.
Honestly, what I reckon they should do, the entire United team should just sign for Salford, and then
Yeah, but even there, even Salford are run by a bunch of like money mongering whores. Go to Gary Neville's team.
which one's Gary Neville's team?
Is it Salford? It might be
Salford is
Salford.
Gary Neville's team.
Not sure. I'll tell you right now though.
It was it's
Guys,
owned
aren't you
by
a bit surprised?
the 92 boys.
Say again.
Aren't you a bit
Really?
surprised that like I was thinking, but I know the transfer hasn't taken over, right? But isn't Newcastle going to be bought by like billionaires?
Probably not anymore.
No,
They might shy away.
they
from it. I
didn't.
mean,
They
we'll have to
didn't. The Prem needed to approve that, and they didn't. And they didn't approve that. Sorry, what team does Gary Neville own? Yeah, it is Salford. Sorry. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, no, it says here they call themselves Project 92 Limited, and I think it's the Neville brothers and Ryan Giggs. If I'm not
I
mistaken.
said everything I needed onto on my new YouTube video already, in my opinion. Nah, I'm banning you, bro. I'm banning you. That plug, unnecessary. Anyways. One big pie.
Slice of the pie. These clubs are saying, we want a new pie, and it's going to be our pie, and we're going to eat it all.
Hi Jenny, Wernham Hog is one big pie, and if they've let me in charge of that one big pie, I'll be in charge of the pie and the people of the fruit. And
I don't have time for the pie thing,
You
David.
don't want it, no. I'm saying, yeah, okay, I'll take the job.
You guys, I hope you guys are watching the stream so you can look at the memes.
100%.
I got a bunch of memes here that I wanted to check from Odds Bible. So got that one. Southgate's new strike partnership for Euro 2020. Every
reckon you
football
should just
fan trying to keep up with everything right now, dude. I feel like I'm on top of this. That Newcastle acquisition was blocked by the top 6. Was it really? If that's true, that's kind of fucking gross. Arsenal being involved in talks about the European Super League. When you don't want to watch your club lose 7-0 every week. Yep. I can't do it anymore, Robbie. We've lost 8-0 3 times in a row, Rob. Rob Holding isn't Super League quality. Albert Lewin when he beats Ollie Watkins and Chris Wood to the golden boots. Oh man, dude. That's ridiculous. We found after winning the 2032 Champions League with Everton. Just realized in 70 years they'll say Ronaldo and Messi stat padded against plumbers from Apoel and Ferencvaros in a tin pot tournament called the Champions League. Oh, dude. Oh,
I think you
wow.
can always rely on as the football community to make some decent memes.
The Champions League group of death will look like this. A-Bar, Cagliari, West Ham, Hoffenheim.
That sounds good. You can play quite decently, like, you know.
I'd watch that. Yeah, I'd watch that.
Hoffenheim's got some players, I think. One of them, like,
From now on, I'm playing my FPL without Super League players. Look at this band, bro. Fuck me. Mostly Everton and Leicester players, dude. Oh my god, he's got a full stack of Brighton players. Madness. Madness. Whoever makes the memes are very good. Fuck you, just the community in general.
That's not a bad squad.
Then you leave out to Jose Mourinho. That's wow. Wake up, Jose. So all over.
Yeah.
Bro, I mean, look at the like the how's the dude. Everton 2, Spurs 2, Arsenal 1, Fulham 1, Atlanta 1, Juventus no, Getafe no, Real Madrid no, and these guys want to play the fucking best of the best every week. Nah, dude, it's a joke. Can't even fucking beat Getafe, dude.
I just think, like, I mean, it's the same sort of idea. You look at, like, oh shit, what's that business practice, whatever. Like, when you have too much of something, it loses value. And that's what's going to happen. Is that you're going to have these big teams playing each other week in, week out. And that's going to lose its value.
I really hope that there are some other teams that get to play Champions League that are good. But I mean, yeah, we've covered that already, man. In terms of, like, what would happen.
Yeah.
So the new European Super League anthem.
Here we go. Money talk.
Isn't it like money?
The worst part is I can genuinely hear them walking out into the field for them with that. Imagine Big Sam in the Champions League, mate. Burnley versus Levante in the Champions League final. Oh my god. Wow. That can't be. That's not true. Messi has informed the Super League officials that if they don't invite Eibar and Alaves, he will transfer to West Ham. He is furious with them. I don't think so. That doesn't sound right. Maybe it's the Catalonian thing. I don't know, but I doubt it. UEFA President Alexander, I think it's Seferin, but I'm gonna say Cheferin, confirms that players that take part in the European Super League will be banned from playing at the World Cup or Euros. So that's official. That's official. I wonder who are the clubs that are going to qualify for the Super League and how does the qualification work, dude? That's the thing as well. They're talking about this mechanic for qualifying in the Super League. What mechanic? Like what? How do you decide the 5 teams? And also, does it matter? Because those 5 teams in the end of the day are just gonna basically get relegated out at the end of the season anyways, because the other 15 can't get relegated out. Can you imagine Arsenal finishing 20th every season but never getting relegated, bro?
Yeah, no, there's no appeal to that.
Yeah, that's rough. Just realized the Super League is all big games, so Kane will have no career. That's an arch.
Ooh, and then put it into his own chin as he slammed the
That's
ball.
a little bit funny.
Rob says he likes the idea that West Ham can play in the Champions League. That was 5 minutes ago. That Eibar thing is just Madridiots trolling Messi. Yeah, sounds about right. Oh man. It's literally Dream League Soccer. Did you guys ever play Dream League Soccer on mobile?
No.
Bro,
Can't stand it.
download it quickly. You don't have to play it, just download it. Listen to the intro. This is it. The intro is this. They disband all the leagues and then create a variety of different leagues from like the 1st division all the way down to the 5th division. But like all the shit teams are in the 5th division. So like, you know, Everton, Arsenal, Leicester would all be in like the 2nd division with I don't know, like Sevilla and like Hoffenheim and like teams like that. That's what Dream League Soccer is. These guys, that game came out in 2015.
Jeez.
Arsenal and Tottenham trying to reach the top 4 of the Super League be like. are shame, bro.
It's like, I mean, if we just look past all the memes and stuff,
I'm not leaving.
like, how do you guys feel about the way it was announced? We didn't really chat about.
I'm not fucking leaving.
Like the
I
abrasiveness at which they approached it.
That
So,
was the thing.
I
It
wouldn't
came
use
out
the word
of
abrasive.
nowhere. Yeah, sorry, Stims.
Sorry, I'm just gonna like hop in. I wouldn't use the word abrasive. I think the way it was not even necessarily pitched to us, so the way the news was announced was very like authoritarian. Like, this is happening, you have no say, we're moving forward. This is just a mere formality that we're letting you know. But you have no access upon which you can exercise any bit of authority, any decision-making capacity. We make the decisions, you follow them. And
Yeah.
the fact that it caught everyone off guard, that this was just just a couple of owners, the top 1%, just like corroborating and consolidating by themselves, and now the rest of us just have to listen to them and follow through with it, is honestly, it's burnt a lot of bridges, I think, especially with like the UEFA, with the Premier League. And also imagine us as the fans being disrespected to this point. Like, you don't even care enough, because we are the ones that kind of contribute money to the club. You own it, but it is our club, yet we don't have any say, none at all. You don't even trial this by us, you just give it to us like it's a formality. I think it's very disrespectful.
Yeah, I think it's like it takes away that opportunity for support, because I can like if they'd come at this with a bit more of like open arms, open ideas, kind of like, as you said, consulting the fans, consulting the players, consulting the people that make the club what it is. Yeah, like approach it from that way. Kind of say, we don't think that UEFA, because I mean, people have already got issues with UEFA, so work on that, stand on that. Kind of say, cool, this is what we're thinking. If we can get a support from the entirety of the club,
that's what I thought they would do. I also
perhaps you can move forward with that. Like, I mean,
they've just backstabbed everybody, bro.
That's the thing. It's kind of like, it feels like a bit of a military coup.
It's like fucking Among Us, dude. It's like they're playing Among Us, football edition. The one guy was saying that apparently he spoke to Woodward a week before about the new format of the Champions League, and Woodward was like all for it and everything, whatever, and he just said he was so surprised by how badly Woodward lied to him. He said he was the biggest disappointment of all.
Yeah, I think that was the UEFA chairman or president.
So Shakir says they love saying Messi likes stat padding against Eibar. Dude, Messi likes stat padding against everybody. They love saying Messi. So yeah, the new Dream League sucks though. I haven't played the new one. I played previous one. Leeds goalkeepers out ahead of tonight's game versus Liverpool in t-shirts with slogans "Earn It" on the front and "Football is for the fans" on the back. Rest of the Leeds players will be doing likewise. Stephen Wyeth. How did basketball go last night, bro? I could barely watch the game, dude. We won. It was great. The New York Knicks are doing really well, but then this shit, dude, I couldn't even focus. I didn't even get to finish my game, bro. When West Ham beat Bayern Munich in the UCL final. Oh, the memes are great, bro.
Just imagine the scenes.
I spent a year tracking daily active engaged social fans of 10,000 sports and sports teams. So the top 15 football clubs in Europe today by global fan base. Apparently, Valencia are there, Benfica, Besiktas. Yeah, those guys are there. And Espanyol. Espanyol are third, bro. Espanyol are third, above United. 20 million more, or about 20 million more daily active fans. That's crazy. That's interesting, bro. Got a lot of phones in Spain, don't they? What? I'm just saying.
Spain's just got more people, I think.
Yeah. Anyways.
Isn't Klopp giving an announcement now? I'm seeing something on Football Daily. It's posted 11 seconds ago.
Please tell me this isn't a game.
I mean, he's probably chatting.
It says, if you tell the clubs it's about money, what do you think UEFA is about?
The only people who can save UEFA now, it's the guys from Suits. Mike Ross, Bobby Spector, Lewis Litt. Mourinho got guys. By the way, I saw a post that Mourinho has earned something like £93.6 million in payouts from getting sacked before his contract was up.
Severance package. Jesus. Also, like, you've not really got into like the responsibility of the players now.
I know what they're saying.
If you guys are like thinking about that,
Jurgen Klopp.
like, that's the one thing I've had an issue with, is that like not a lot of players from these 12 clubs have actually come out and said anything.
Yeah.
Well,
But I know,
Which
you
is
know, I
kind-
know. City said they're in. I think Chelsea said they're in. Real Madrid and Barca said they're in. Yeah, let's read Shakir's first. Klopp said, my opinions on the Super League haven't changed. The first I heard about it was yesterday. We don't have much info on it. Can't say much more because myself and the players weren't involved. He says, remember the most important parts of the club are the supporters and the team, and we should make sure nothing gets in the way of that. I understand the fans' anger because of the Super League. I don't know exactly why the 12 clubs did it, but it's always more games, more games. It's about more money, nothing else. Arsenal and Spurs are a joke to watch. I'd rather watch the champions of San Marino. Wow.
Does San Marino even have a league?
Probably.
That's whack.
I've got it here. It's 2 minutes.
What are
You guys
your
wanna
feelings
listen to it?
today? Didn't change since that. My feelings, my opinion didn't change.
Where's this club statement?
Obviously, I heard first time about it yesterday. When you try to prepare a game like a very difficult game against
Sorry.
United.
I heard United maybe pulling out. Bro, don't joke, dude. Don't kid yourself. Joel Glazer is the vice chairman. Why would his own club not be in the league? United are in, bro. United are in. 100% in. They were one of the guys, one of the 4 or 5 clubs that were the most involved. Go to Leeds Twitter account. They said something about Super League. Okay.
That has upset him. Football is for the fans. You can see Meslier wearing that as he warms up this evening. It's a UEFA Champions League t-shirt on the front, clearly. Earn it. Which is
I'm not getting angry at you or anything, dude. I'm just telling you, any kind of rumor like that, just dismiss it. Put it in the back of your mind. Leeds fans playing money, money, money by ABBA on a trombone as Liverpool board their team coach. But it's not their fault, bro. Oh, the Liverpool board. No, Liverpool. Okay, if they're doing it to the players, because I'm not quite sure if they mean the Liverpool board, which I doubt. But just they mustn't harm the players. They can't harm the players. It's not their fault. What are the players supposed to do? They weren't told. Okay. Are we close to wrapping this up, gentlemen?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I think I'm tired.
What do you want to close on, really?
I don't know, man. I'm so tired of this, bro.
Closing statements, gentlemen.
I just want to see
Yeah,
what
I don't know.
Leeds said. Or Leeds, aren't
I think if I was to close on anything, it would probably be my final thoughts and comments on it is like, let's wait and see what happens. But the clubs that are probably going to wear the brunt of it all is probably going to be the clubs like United or like the 4 founding clubs. This is not going to be a cute couple of months for us. No happy times ahead. But it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out and kind of how it pans out in the next couple of months, whether or not if whether or not it actually does get launched, or if it doesn't, what are the obstacles to that entry? And if it does come into fruition, what does it look like then? What does football look like as a whole then? I think that'll be interesting. But other than that, I am completely and utterly defeated by the story. And I'm just kind of burying myself in a mound of sand for the next couple of months.
My dude, I told you I was already tired of football. This has killed me off, man.
Yeah, Gumsy?
No. That's all I wanted to say. You can continue.
I'm done, Gums. I'm just hiding, and I'm not going to publicly say I'm a United fan because.
Oh yeah,
what's
dude.
going on?
I don't know. Look, I'll. Oh fuck. Okay, so Gary Neville has said a couple of things, but I think I'm just definitely go watch, check what Gary Neville said and Carragher, because they've been on now talking about it, so I'm sure you can find that on Sky Sports. UEFA's decision about the UEFA Champions League and UEFA Europa League semi-finals will be made in the next days after meeting with legal team. They'll decide whether to exclude City, Chelsea, Real, Man United, Arsenal. Everyone wants to ban them as soon as possible. It's not decided, depends by the legal team. So we'll see what happens.
Gumsy, I have to kick it.
Cool. So then, Matt, anything from you, man?
If I could say one final thing, I just think that I agree with Tumelo when he says that we just have to sort of wait it out, see what it comes in. Like from my own personal point of view, I don't know if I can turn on Manchester United that quickly. But I know that it's going to be a difficult time because you're going to have a lot of internal conversations with yourself and kind of be like, well, what's the best way to move forward? Because to take something that you've spent 20 years of your life.
Yeah, I know.
It's hard to let that go. And you'd like to think that perhaps the people who make the club, I think as I said, the players, the management teams and the coaching staff, you'd like to think that they're going to take a stand against it. If they are on the same page as their fans, you'd like to maybe say they could, ultimately these games don't get played if the players refuse to play.
True.
And it's going to be a case of what is more important to these players. Is it more important to honor a contract and get paid, or is it more important to stand up for the soul of football? And I think that's where the proof is going to be. Whether the players from these clubs, whether the players from these clubs actually are prepared to put something bigger than themselves ahead of themselves.
True. I agree with you. The only thing I would say is that I don't think it should have gotten to the point where the players have to shoulder the responsibility alone. But
not alone. I think as figureheads, as ambassadors for the club,
no, fair.
They've got the most
they have the responsibility
to do anything. Yeah, I suppose you're right. Sorry.
No, yeah, completely. I think we're on the same page.
So just to finish off with a couple of last things. Sorry, Shaki, I'm trying to find it, but I don't really see too much on the Villarreal side. Brandon says, "I'm just sad. That is all. Same." Josh says, "Brandon, you might be toxic sometime, but you're still amazing." Out. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Lamar, thanks, bro. John, I might be busy most of the time, but when I see you live, it makes my day. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. That's so kind, dude. So kind, bro. I hope you're enjoying the content. But yeah, we are basically at the end of kicking it. Just got Gary Neville on here, so I want to see what he says.
Forever. And we have to now forever. It will change football in this country forever. Forever. And we have to now mobilise, organise. It's difficult not to get emotional and feel sick. But honestly, you've got to write to your MPs, you've got your local football clubs, you've got to write. Everybody's got to come behind this. Pundits for BBC, ITV, BT Sport, forget allegiances. Forget who you support. We have got to come together to stop this proposal. This is an attack on everything that's been important in this country. Football has helped in the last 10 months in the midst of a pandemic more than ever keep people going. It will change football.
So that's that. That's what Gary Neville had to say. I am. I'll leave it with this, which is, I was already tired of football after about December coming into January, and United played well in January and whatever. And it wasn't just that. I think I was just tired with football in general. I just like felt like I was only like I just only watched the United games. I was tired. Didn't really like want to watch any other football. So I started with the basketball, and I've enjoyed it a lot. But this has killed me off, man. This is beyond just killed me off from the game. I don't want to watch anymore. Because what's the point of watching anymore? Knowing that next season it might not even matter, bro. The next game might not even matter if they suspend us from the season. So what's the point of even watching the next game? Like, there's just no point. Sucks. You know? And the worst part is I really thought we were going places. I really thought next season United would be challenging, well, like hard for the title. You know, and I was excited to see transfers and, you know, just to not feel tired. And that this has kicked me when I was already down, dude. You know?
Yeah.
I'm
agreed to say.
So that's really about it. I mean, we streamed games on here, but I don't think I'm going to be streaming anymore.
Fair.
Unless we get a Champions League final between PSG and someone.
Sure, I think if they do something like that, then sure. Brandon says football is dead for now, and I think we'll leave it on that. Yeah, guys.
And on that bombshell.
Yeah, on that bombshell, we'll leave you. Guys, thanks for coming. Thanks for joining. Thanks for watching the entire thing. I really appreciated you guys jumping in, dropping comments. It was absolutely awesome. But yeah, football's dead, guys. We'll I guess we'll keep you guys updated. Maybe. See what happens. Okay, bye guys. Have fun. Stay safe. Always stay safe.
Stay safe.
Okay.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
I might catch you guys for some Knicks streams. We'll see you in the future. Peace.